Hi, I'm Nicholas Shadow, and I was really moved reading about A Tale of Two Schools and then watching notes from the field. So, in A Tale of Two Schools, you have a lot of different stories, but about two completely socioeconomic different students who are just in completely different positions. One going to Fieldston, which is $43,000 a year, compared to a school called University Heights, which is just a normal public school, but also in the poorest congressional district. And they're in two different worlds, but only 6 miles apart. In reading those stories, I was really shook because they're so different in ways of housing, school, money, sports, courses, AP classes, extracurricular activities, and opportunities. They're given one is just given so much and just like overfed, and then the other is just getting kind of public school, like the bare minimum. And they're two completely different situations, but it brings empathy out in me because I see how alike they are. Just because one lives in like this huge mansion doesn't mean that I share a different life than them. Like, we're all human, we all go through different obstacles in life, and we all struggle. We are all human. What I learned from this is just we're all alike. Just because you go to a better school than me does not mean you deserve more than me or you could have more than me. It doesn't matter. We're all human. Watching the one woman show was completely insane to me because you could show me this video now in 2020, I'd be like, oh, okay, this is a video from now, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement that we had um, this year, because there was an incident in this film of 2018, like Freddie Gray, and you have the issue of police brutality. The fact that this is just so embarrassing for America, because the fact that this was 2 years ago, and we have something like that, and then now with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, where justice is not really served because police sometimes take it way too far. And we need protests, we need things like this where justice is served, and you see her embody pastors and videographers and witnesses and victims and inmates, and you see it run through schools and prisons. And it involves race because like one of my favorite characters that she did was the pastor, Jamal Harris Bryant. And like in chapter 2, they describe the audience and her or the pastor just feeding off of each other, And this, I feel like this is where you really hear the audience uproar, and they interact with him and they just feed off of each other. And it was really powerful to me because just the pastor alone was so much. And she embodied him and every other of the 17 or 18 characters with the voice and the outfits and the body movements and the tone of voice and that growl in some of the characters. And one that really moved me was the fisherman or the inmate. She embodied him with the outfit, um, and that laugh. That laugh was so scary, but so powerful. But it spooked me because I was like, oh my God, like, why are you laughing like that? But she really embodied him. So just in the way they talk, the way they move, the way they do this, just the tiny littlest things she hit. And I think that's what made the characters so powerful, and what she really embodied them. Like, she bodied them. So also, what was really powerful was the cello player. Before every performance, they would set the mood, and that was the music. And that really brought and enhanced the story and brought it to life. And what I value in these kind of performances and this article and the performance is they bring the emotion, and you could feel the power, and you really feel the empathy. You feel empathy for what they're talking about, what they're going through, who they're performing as. You feel empathy for them. It's just there's a lot going around, and you feel so many different emotions. And this fosters empathy because you could understand where they're coming from and see their perspective, especially if, say, I'm performing as someone, I'm speaking their words, I'm really understanding and hearing what they're saying. Um, and it's powerful. To me, in the one woman show, she raised no ethical questions for me. For some people, it might have because, like they say in chapter 4, to just because you're performing as them does not mean you take over all of them. Say if someone has just like a disorder, you would not bring that in because that's disrespectful. So try not to mock them, but impersonate them, but don't make fun of them, and really try to channel them. And I think she did an amazing job of that, and she really raises no ethical questions for me. In conclusion, these are two really powerful pieces, and you can feel empathy for all of the 18 characters and all of the students, either from Fieldson or University Heights, because you see yourself in their shoes and you understand what they're saying and you feel empathy. And there are just so many different obstacles in life that we could all agree on. And what I really enjoyed about Notes from a Field is although there's 18 different characters, they all tie in to tell a cohesive story about the injustices in America among prisons, schools, and race, and all around just the socioeconomic factors.